Hi, and welcome to Take 30. We have an exciting trip planned for you today. Coming up, we'll talk about what Starkville police are doing to save lives, and later, we'll give you a tour of one of the area's most overlooked museums. So sit back and buckle up. Take 30 starts now. Hi, and welcome to Take 30. My name is Daniel Gregory.
I'm Tatiana Fait.
And I'm Paige Nelson. Well, guys, the weather's finally warming up, time for spring, and baseball season has finally arrived. Have y'all gone to any games yet? We've only had a couple.
I haven't been able to make it to any games yet, but I've heard that our baseball team is so awesome and that we have a really great field and everything, and they've been getting a lot of props for what they've been doing, so.
And I heard that our baseball team beat Air Force yesterday 18-6, actually.
Yeah, they did. They won a doubleheader on Saturday. From what I hear, I didn't go, which led them to sweep the series against Air Force, and they won the first game too. So they're off to a really good start at home. So we'll have to catch some games, maybe together or something.
Yeah, we should all go and try to catch one before spring break.
Yes. Oh, spring break's next week, guys. What are y'all gonna do?
Actually, our tennis coach has reserved a condo on the Gulf Coast for all the tennis team to stay in, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be fun. I always love going to the beach during spring break.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just going back to Tennessee to see my family. I'm hoping to spend a few nights in Nashville, maybe drive up to St. Louis and see some friends. So
it'll be a little colder up there, though. Spring break is I like it being warm during spring break, a little beach trip or something.
Well, I won't be able to make it to the beach this time, but I am going home to Tennessee to visit my family, and I'm hoping to spend a few nights in Nashville and maybe even drive up to St. Louis to see some friends. So I always like to make spring break kind of like a tour of America and see how many friends I can see all in one week. So that's pretty cool, and I just hope that it's not too cold up there because...
Might be a little chilly.
I know.
Hasn't exactly warmed up for spring just yet, but hopefully we'll be getting there. It's pretty warm today.
Yeah, it is warm here today, but, you know, you never know, that could change in an instant. Well, Paige, I think you have some headlines for us.
I do. It just got a little more expensive to drive. The House of Representatives passed a bill that raises fees on vehicle inspection, car tag fees, and driver's license renewals. The increase will go to help fund Mississippi's trauma care system. Driver's license renewal is now $25. Vehicle inspection fee is up to $3, and car tag fees were raised to $17. A monument honoring Union soldiers who fought in the Civil War was unveiled at the Oktibbeha County Courthouse lawn Sunday afternoon. Organizers are hoping the 5-foot stone will bring their community together. The monument will stand next to the one honoring Confederate soldiers. Reverend Jesse Westbrooks has faith that the younger generation will continue to keep the community fair and balanced. 4 people, including the suspect, Linnell Hearn, his wife, Dorothy Hearn, a Columbus Auxiliary Police Officer, Guy Taylor, and former councilman Kamal Carrion, were shot in North Columbus due to a domestic dispute between the Hearns Friday evening. Hospital officials say that the victims are in stable condition at this time, and the suspect, Linnell Hearn, has since been released from the hospital and taken directly to jail. In a college town, alcohol consumption is not uncommon. The real danger starts, though, when you get behind the wheel. Earlier this week, I was able to talk to Starkville police about what they're doing to save lives. It is one of America's deadliest violent crimes. Nearly 13,000 people were killed in drunk driving crashes last year alone, and Starkville is no exception. Officer Chad Williams is one of 3 DUI enforcement officers who patrol the city day and night looking for intoxicated motorists. He says the police department is taking many measures to keep the streets safe.
But we have 3 dedicated officers that's doing absolutely nothing but DUIs to see if we can combat the problem. We're going to be doing DUI roadblocks randomly throughout the weekend.
With all the officers' hard work, citizens driving above the legal blood alcohol level will have a hard time avoiding blue lights.
The constant patrols and checkpoints have led Starkville police to putting 300 people behind bars in 2007 for drunk driving and over 50 this year alone.
While the crackdown on drunk driving has taken a large number of impaired drivers off the road, more are choosing not to drink and drive at all.
Now we're seeing more cars left in the parking lot of the bars after they're closed.
Officer Williams and the rest of the Starkville Police Department's efforts to keep the streets safe are being noticed by Starkville residents and even some students.
The police department's doing their job and cracking down on giving DUIs. It makes it feel a whole lot safer being on the roads.
Officer Williams said those who choose to drink better not drive.
They can expect to be arrested if they're drinking and driving.
Instead of drinking and driving, police advise students and others to take a taxi, call a friend, or ride the MSU Shuttle's night route. For Take 30, I'm Paige Nelson. You know, people just really need to understand that alcohol and driving don't mix. Don't get behind the wheel if you're drinking and driving, because I spoke to the police and they're really coming down hard on impaired drivers. So if you're drinking and driving, you will be caught. And another reason not to drink and drive, the police officers told me that on average, a first offense DUI usually costs about $7,000. So another reason to stay out of a car when you're drinking.
That's true. People have to really be careful. It's really dangerous.
Well, and you know, it's really not that complicated. All you have to do is either get a ride or just don't drink.
Exactly, and the MSU Shuttle has that service. Just catch it if you need to.
Right.
True.
Well, coming up after the break, curious about how pancakes can help the community? Stick around and we'll show you. And Take 30's Brittany Duncan has all the info on Starkville's communication job fair. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Drivers face all kinds of distractions.
Stop playing, no?
Before your wireless phone becomes one of them, stop. Drive safely. Keep your phone in easy reach and dial sensibly. In bad weather or traffic, call later and use a hands-free device. Remember, with wireless, safety is your call.
Why is it you two have so much trouble communicating?
I don't like the way he talks to me. He doesn't have to use that kind of language.
All I said was that you had a big osteo fight. Oh, okay, well, what about the secrets you kept from me?
Oh, so I didn't tell you about my drug allergies. Big deal.
That could have been nasty.
Ooh. Okay. So how come I always have to go to your place?
I'd be happy to come to you, Judith. I can't fit the x-ray machine in my car. How's your shoulder doing, anyway?
Fine.
Yeah?
I worked up to 3-pound dumbbells yesterday.
Really? Huh. Just 3 weeks after surgery. That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Communication is the best medicine. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Group hug.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Welcome back to Take 30. For our drive-through segment, we'll be able to take a deeper look at what First United Methodist Church of Starkville is doing to help the Red Cross. Brian Champlin has more.
The Oktibbeha County chapter of the American Red Cross held its main fundraiser in the First United Methodist Church Christian Life Center recently. On Saturday, February 2nd, the disaster relief organization held its annual pancake breakfast. The event attracted over 400 locals who wanted to give back to the charity that has given so much to the Oktibbeha County community over the past 90 years.
Well, we want to support the Red Cross Pancake Breakfast for all the wonderful causes that they do, and when people in need, the Red Cross comes through.
They really do a lot of great things in the community, especially dealing with disaster relief. And it's a wonderful thing to have them here in Starkville.
Nearly $5,000 was raised to help cover the cost of disasters, health and safety programs, and community education projects.
We raised just around 4 last year, so this will be an increase for us. And a big addition to that is the raffle we've added this year that features a Jonathan Papelbon signed baseball and a beautiful handmade quilt and several other items donated.
For one Saturday in February, dedicated Red Cross volunteers trade their shovels for spatulas and start the morning as early as 5:30. Jack Coley has worked every pancake breakfast since it began over 5 years ago.
My first experience with Red Cross, I think, was about 1996 or 97, when we had had an ice storm here. And my first experience was I spent a Christmas Eve night in the shelter of City Hall.
Having lived in Starkville since 1966, Coley joined the Red Cross in the mid-90s.
So I had just retired in 93, and so I just signed on, and I've had a good experience with them.
Coley doesn't mind an early wake-up call for a good cause.
Well, it's a good place to get together. You know, volunteers for Red Cross need to get together and do something. If you don't, they get stale. And it's good for the volunteers and good for the community, too. We've been doing this for, I don't know, several years. And it seems like it gets bigger and better every year.
For Take 30, I'm Brian Champlin.
The Communication Department at MSU held their second annual Communication Career Fair this past week. Brittany Duncan has more.
Hi, this is Scotty D and Christy B of K94.9, your home for today's country favorites. Part of the Cumulus family of broadcasting stations here in the Golden Triangle, welcoming everybody to the career fair here at Mississippi State University, part of the Department of Mass Communications, and we thank you for being here.
Last year we decided for the first time to do a communication career fair because our students really needed a specific career fair targeted for them, and it worked really well. We did it in our theater, and this year we decided to move it over here to the ballroom for a couple of reasons. First of all, our theater was being renovated, so it really wouldn't work. Plus, we wanted an area that'd be a little bit bigger. So we've got some TV stations, some radio stations, newspapers, public relations organizations, and it's working out really well. The employers and graduate schools seem to be happy. The students are enjoying it, making a lot of contacts.
The second annual career fair has brought out many potential companies and schools, as well as many prospective students.
I'm looking to get into grad school or find an internship or possibly a job after I graduate, so I thought career fair would be a good way to go ahead and create some networking for it.
I came here to get a job because I'm graduating in May and starting to get down to crunch time.
I'm graduating senior, so I'm just looking for an internship or other graduate school, law school, other possibilities.
I just think it's great because I'm graduating in May and I'm looking for a job, and I don't really know where I want to end up or exactly what I do, but producing is definitely my area of interest. So came out here to check out the different TV stations and find a little bit more about what they have to offer.
I'm Brittany Duncan, Take 30.
Well, actually, I did have a pretty fun time at the career fair. It's really interesting. I'm not graduating this May, but it's still good to go ahead and get in there and introduce yourself to as many people as you can, because you never know if you come to them a year and a half later and you're asking for a job, they may remember that day at the career fair, and they're like, if they were taking that initiative before they were even going to graduate, then what kind of initiative might they take on the job?
It seems so small, but people really do remember things like that. I also went to the career fair, and I think it's a good thing that the communication department is doing for us communication students. Instead of having one big career fair like the university usually offers, we have a more centralized with people directly for communication. So it kind of helps us get our name out there instead of just having to fight all the rest of the MSU students for any other jobs that they might.
That's true. I think it's a really good opportunity for students who want to find a job in Mississippi. Like a lot of company was there. Personally, it was not so interesting for me because after graduating in May, I'm gonna go back to France and try to find a job there. So actually, I was kind of putting myself a little bit out from
But if you lived in Mississippi, it would have helped, huh?
Of course, yes. I think it's a really good idea.
So you're going back to France after graduation?
Yes, true.
So
and,
there won't be any French career fairs that I know of, but maybe we can find you something to help you out a little bit.
This would be nice, actually. I don't know if it's going to happen, but why not?
I'm sure we'll find something for you.
There are many different ways to boost up your resume while still at school. Some of MSU students have done just that. Chris Coates has more.
Many college students pass the time by hanging out with friends or playing video games, but some of the broadcasting students at Mississippi State University are using their free time for making their own show, the Sports Lounge.
Well, the origin of the Sports Lounge was myself and a buddy of mine, Mike Schatz, about 2 years ago started the sports show. We pitched the idea to the University Television Center.
Those who are responsible for the Sports Lounge take great pride in student involvement.
The student commitment, and that's what it really takes to make a show, and Sports Lounge has it. We've started shows in the past where as soon as the students get busy in the semester, they stop participating. This show, they have never stopped participating, and the same students keep coming back.
Students who help with the Sports Lounge are trained in a variety of positions from running camera, tape operation, to even directing. They feel that the Sports Lounge gives them the extra experience they don't find in a classroom.
I think it's really important because it shows that we have taken the next step as students to put a program out on TV. You know, we've gone in the classroom and learned how to do that, but now we're going outside of the classroom, gaining more experience and maybe putting Mississippi State up there with other top broadcasting schools.
Students and the creators both seem to enjoy themselves while working on the show, although all participants have their own reasons for making the show.
I love sports, and I love sports broadcasting, and this is what I want to do in my life.
I like doing tapes. Why do I do it? Because Michael Draper is my hero.
Regardless of their motives, they seem to agree on one thing, that a crucial part of the Sports Lounge is the learning experience.
It teaches me things. Everything we can do here is a more laid-back environment, and when you get to class and you start performing shows on class, you pretty much know how to do everything else. So it just prepares you. It's like doing your homework.
But what's in the future for the student production? Some hope that it will be a stepping stone.
What I hope is that students will see the success of the Sports Lounge, the student involvement, and realize what a great tool it is, not just for learning, but working on things for your resume.
Chris Coates, Take 30.
Well, that Sports Lounge sure is something. It's really taken off here at the school, and even their live show at the Junction really got a lot of attention, and I think they're going to plan on doing that again.
The live show at the Junction, they're going to do that again this fall, I'm sure.
I certainly hope so, because it's really a cool thing that they're doing, and you know, I'm glad that it's been really so successful.
Yes, and it's also another way for students to get involved.
Well, stay tuned. After the break, Sarah Ellis has more on the 80th anniversary of Scout Troop 27. And Brian Champlin will take you on a tour of one of Starkville's most overlooked museums.
Hey, are you ready for this?
I better be.
The journey of a lifetime begins with a single step.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Step into your future. Step into the maroon.
How do I speed up a passport application? For a trip I'm taking.
Don't bring your government questions to just anyone. Go to the official source, riskgov.gov, from local weather to student loans.
You can really use some people's skills.
Hey, how do I get in on a government auction? You know, like for a car?
Go to firstgov.gov, from changing your address to government auctions to renewing your driver's license.
And don't everybody chime in at once.
What's early retirement going to do to my Social Security? Hello?
Riskgov.gov. From Social Security to Medicare, it's a monumental source of information about federal, state, and local government.
You did work for the government, right?
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives. It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Take 30's Sarah Ellis was among many who celebrated the 80th anniversary of Scout Troop 27.
Many former leaders and scouts were in attendance to celebrate the 80th anniversary of Boy Scout Troop 27. With the central theme of friendship, it is no wonder that the troop has carried out this tradition for so many years.
The fact that we get to have fun in the outdoors with all my best friends are in Scouts pretty much, and I love every minute of it.
Leaders not only teach, but they learn as well.
I think I learn more from these Scouts than they learn from me. You know, they're constantly teaching me things, and nothing, one particular thing really stands out. Just, you know, I don't know, I like to be a fly on the wall and watch them grow.
Just hanging out with these boys. As a leader, we're supposed to try to teach the boys lessons in life, but we wind up learning more from them than we can ever teach them.
The ceremony was entirely planned by the current Boy Scout members and included food, cake, and the awarding of merit badges. After the first 80 years, the troop is ready for the next.
You know, anywhere along the way, troops start up and die every day in this country. And the fact that this troop's been going for 80 years means that somewhere along the way, at each point, somebody took the time to make the effort to sacrifice their personal time to make sure this troop went on.
Sarah Ellis, Take 30.
Take 30 recently visited the past on a trip to the Charles Templeton Music Museum to see how music has impacted history. Here's more.
Charles H. Templeton Sr. was a Starkville businessman with a passion for the music business. Prior to his death in 2000, Templeton decided to share his enthusiasm and donated his extensive collection of instruments, recordings, and sheet music to Mississippi State University so everyone could enjoy it.
He was just an avid lover and collector of music and musical instruments. The car business was his business, but music was his passion. And he called this collection the business of music.
Templeton chose this title because he was interested in not only different types of instruments and music, but also the type of people who listened to and played these, and the impact music had on society. Templeton's drive for music lives on in his son Chip, who currently runs the family auto dealership.
He didn't teach me music, he taught me how to listen to music and how to love music and what it can do to you inside.
Chip, who doesn't read music and never took a piano lesson, says that his father's collection of instruments, 15,000 recordings, and 22,000 pieces of sheet music is not just for recreational enjoyment. The museum is open for research as well.
You might not think there's something in that museum that would help you, but I challenge you to think differently. You will find something in that collection that can help you or stir your imagination.
The sheet music collection in the Special Collections section of Mitchell Memorial Library contains pieces dating all the way back to the 1830s to the 1950s. Chip says that one does not have to enjoy music to appreciate this compilation.
Every emotion inside of you comes out. Not a single note's been played or anything. You're just looking at the document. It's pretty fun.
An incomplete collection of the sheet music can be found at the museum's website at library.msstate.edu/Templeton. The museum is located on the 4th floor of the Mitchell Memorial Library. For Take 30, I'm Brian Champlin.
Well, just let me say, I got to visit that museum before I even went to school here with my family, and it is so neat. There's just so much interesting musical things in there. And especially being a musician myself, seeing all like the old phonographs and the old pianos, it just really blow your mind to think that people really used to use that stuff.
Well, we have to go to a short break, but stick around, we'll be right back.
We go to any extreme to protect our children here. And here. And here. Well, there's a great way to protect our kids here against diseases like cancer, heart disease, and obesity. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, vegetarian foods. Now you can protect your kids from the inside out. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Moving is so much of who we are. It's easy to take it for granted. Multiple sclerosis stops people from moving. We exist to make sure it doesn't. The National Multiple Sclerosis Society is a collective of passionate individuals united by a common goal to address the challenges of each person whose life is affected by MS. We believe that moving is not just something you can or can't do, but rather is who you are, that if you are alive, you move along with, because of, and in spite of the great big turning world. Join the movement, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, at nationalmssociety.org.
Welcome back. Well, you know, one of the things I find interesting about Starkville is that it is constantly growing and changing.
It is.
There are always things that one day you'll see it and you think it's like this, and then before you know it, it's something completely different.
That's true, and now that I've heard about this museum, I will probably go soon because I like visiting museums. I love it. And now we change lanes as Chance Parrish tells us how a general store was turned into a productive farm.
Not a lot goes on in the small community of Cumberland, Mississippi.
But here at Farley Farm, there's always a job to be done.
What was once Bland's General Store has now been turned into Farley Farm. It's a family business owned by Byron and Margaret Wilson with help from their daughter Cindy Garden. Named after Byron's family, the Wilsons started their embroidery shop in the fall of 1999 after taking an interest in the machines.
I saw them run a boat on an embroidery machine, and it was very exciting to see that machine run. And I just enjoyed watching that, and that's when we started.
Business really started picking up after they received their license to do Mississippi State products.
We've done, for Mississippi State, we have done the College of Forest Resources, College of Arts and Sciences. We do a lot for just the staff.
Even though being small has caused them to work hard, the family still enjoys the business.
It's a rewarding business, you know, with us being together.
And being a small business, they are proud of their work.
I'm constantly impressed when I kind of puff up with pride when I look at our stuff, and then I go and look at other people's stuff and I see how much better ours is than everybody else's.
So when you see an embroidered MSU symbol on a jacket or shirt, you might think about the family of this little business that are hard at work.
That's it for Take 30.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.